Here is a leaf from our woodland ecosystem, and here is a diagram to explain how our solar energy is converted into biomass in that leaf that enables the leaf to grow. Now, leaves are not particularly efficient at converting solar energy into biomass. Plants convert about 1 to 3% of the solar energy into biomass, and this diagram will explain why. So, solar energy will be coming towards the leaf, and a lot of it won't even hit the leaves of our woodland. They might miss the leaves entirely. They might fall onto the ground or other non-photosynthesizing surfaces. Of the solar energy that does hit the leaf, a lot of it is reflected, so it's not used in photosynthesis. More of that light energy is transmitted straight through the leaf. It's a bit difficult to draw that on a diagram, but the arrow is supposed to be going straight through. And finally, some energy that may even hit the chlorophyll molecules in the chloroplasts is not the correct wavelength, so it can't be used by the chlorophyll pigments for photosynthesis. So we have a little bit of light energy that can be and is absorbed by those chlorophyll pigments. And that light energy is used in the process of photosynthesis to make glucose. So it's fixed into chemical energy that we find in the bonds between the carbons, the hydrogens and the oxygens in that glucose molecule. In that process, some energy is used, so it's lost as it's used to make the glucose molecules. This here, making of the glucose molecules, we call gross primary production. That's the total solar energy that's used to create glucose in the plant. Now you'll see that not all of that glucose is used to make biomass. Some glucose, you'll know from year 7, is used in respiration to provide ATP for many cell processes. And energy is lost in respiration as heat in that process. So of all the solar energy that's used to make glucose, our gross primary production, not all of that glucose is then used to make biomass. Some of the glucose needs to be respired. So we've got a second term that we talk about called net primary production. Now, net primary production is the gross primary production minus the energy lost that's used in respiration. And I've put those two definitions for gross primary production here, all the light energy used to make glucose, and net primary production here, the actual biomass produced minus the respiratory losses. I've put definitions for those two on the next slide.